Hello, folks. We're live on the air. Here we are at 6:32 Eastern Time, 3:32 Pacific Time, so it's mid-afternoon in the Pacific Coast. And this is Super Inclusive Sunday. And we have an exciting lineup of liqueurs. John Emile is planning to join us soon.
Very good.
He's got a spiced E&J brandy, so he was excited about bringing that. And I'm in Louisiana, and James P. Madonna is in New Jersey.
Yeah, where it became clear and sunny Friday, and and then a little sprinkle mix, and then the sun came out, and but overall, it's just I guess we were a couple of barnacles on the dinghy of life.
Yeah,
or hang nail on the fickle finger of fate.
The fickle finger of fate. Now here is Naked J.
Ah, my favorite magpie. Big dill, pickle flavored vodka. Now,
Big dill, pickle flavored vodka. This was given to me by David Garlapede, and it's extra smooth. They claim it was introduced in 2011, and there's some violent story about it was invented by this guy who was at a football game, and he didn't have any cocktails, so he decided to mix pickle juice with vodka, and therefore it becomes Naked J. Now they also apparently make a Naked J just vodka, regular vodka, and then there's a whipped cream flavor. I've seen that, but I didn't buy it. Now, my friend David got this whole liter at International Market for $3.99. That's a deep discount, ain't it?
And wow, that's not only the deepest discount in hard liquor that I've ever seen, or liquor in period. That is the most unusual flavored liquor I've ever seen. I mean, it really is worthy of bringing on a show. Now the flavor is another story.
Right. Now I have something even more shocking. At that same store, I bought my daughter 2 bottles, liters each. Actually, I bought it for myself, but at the time I didn't want to drink them, so I gave them to her. But we tried them at her house on Tuesday, and they were very good. It was LaRue blackberry flavor brandy and LaRue spiced blackberry flavor brandy, and it was $3.99 a bottle. But
flavored, not that. Yeah,
flavor with natural blackberry flavoring, but it was natural. But the deal was you got 1 bottle for $3.99, and you got the second one free.
Oh,
so that is 2 bottles, a liter each, for $3.99. So we're talking about $2 a bottle.
That was one of my grandparents' favorite cough syrups. Is that LaRue blackberry brandy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they used to my grandfather used to gargle and then swallow it.
Now here comes John and Neil. Now, James, what do you have tonight?
Hey, John,
Hey, James.
All right, I have Sazerac's Romana Sambuca. Sambuca liqueur.
That's a Coliseum on the label there. Huh.
Yeah, and it's I didn't know it was imported by Sazerac, but it is. Saskatoon.
I saw that England lost to Italy. It looked like Princess Catherine was going to throw up.
Is that in Alberta or Saskatchewan? Where is Saskatoon? Somewhere over there.
It's in Alberta, but I don't know. Now, John Anile's in Georgia, and so we both have Sazerac products, James. I have Naked J, which is Sazerac, and you have Sazerac. So now John Anile has, I know what he has.
Well, I have something from a wine company primarily, Ernest and Julio Gallo, E&J. They are popular for their brandy as well. And I did open this earlier. It looks like I've had a lot more than I have, but it's just the neck of the bottle. It's pretty much a full bottle. It's the E&J Spiced brandy, and it is it's 60 proof, so 30% alcohol by volume. It's a limited edition rare blend, extra smooth, according to the label. The company says E&J established 1975. Spiced. Okay, so brandy with spice, cherry, and other natural flavors and caramel color. On the back of the label, it does mention that it's a unique twist on a time-honored classic, being that I would assume they're talking about the E&J original or the VSOP. It says, with notes of rich vanilla, layers of sweet red cherry, and a hint of warm spices, it's so smooth it can be enjoyed straight up or mixed with cola. And I have tasted this before now. I will say I have not had a chance to try it with cola, but it's cherry flavors in the brandy mixed with cola would be like a cherry cola. I think that would be very.
That's like
I think that'd be a great combination.
That's like America's answer to Remy Martin.
Right. So I've had this. I've had this.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm gonna pour it on the rocks here. But I did try it neat earlier, and anyway, I feel like the ice will kind of open up some of the other flavors since I'm not going to mix it with a Coca-Cola or anything like that. I wanted to kind of get the full array of flavors. So there it is in the glass. It's a good-looking product, and yeah, lots of nice sweet cherry aromas. And I guess I'll come back around here in a little bit to talk about the actual product.
Now, one interesting fact: all three of us are drinking from family-owned companies. Sazerac is owned by Bill and his wife, Mr. and Mrs. Bill Goldring. So I have Big Deal from Sazerac, and you, James, has. Let me type this into the banners. Let me do that. That'll be a good idea. And then E&J is owned by the Ernest and Julio Gallo family. It's family-owned.
Right.
So let's see. Naked, J, Big Deal, 60 proof.
So James, you're what's the liqueur aspect of yours? It almost looks like
What's
vodka.
the name of it again, James? What's the name of it again?
It's normally spelled Sambuca, but I guess the Romans used to put like a V instead of a U.
Oh, that's the Roman word. That's the Roman letter U.
Yeah,
Okay.
Romana Sambuca, imported by Sazerac, but it's like an anise.
What's the okay? What's the proof?
Oh, hold on. Okay, we have. I brought up the page, the website on it. 42% alcohol by volume by
84 proof. Yeah.
yeah for product of Italy, blah blah blah. But all the detailed info is on the webpage.
Okay, I'll try to do a screen share in a minute. Now, John and Ellie, yours is E&J Spice
brandy. Yes, 60 proof, 30% alcohol by volume. So definitely, definitely a lot more liqueur-ish with the ABV with the 30%. Yeah, and I'm very excited to see the pickle, Naked J.
Right now, my friend David bought him a bottle, and he said he was scared to try it. So anyway, but he's going to get the courage. It's got artificial coloring, so it's got yellow number 5 to give it this greenish yellow thing, and that's something you always want to have in your body, yellow number 5. You know why they have to list it as a food coloring? It has to be listed because some people are allergic to it, and they have to look and make sure they don't drink it because it'll make them ill. You know, most people it doesn't bother them.
They put it in cheap.
Yeah, they put it in all kind of food and drink products.
Cheaper pickles, supermarket pickles that are not like quality.
It's a certified food coloring, certified by the U.S. government to be safe for human and animal consumption. All right. Anyway, mainly human consumption.
Animal. If there are animals consuming it, we do not condone that. It happens.
Okay, human consumption. I thought it.
I saw
technically said.
I saw a guy on YouTube feeding his baby snapping turtle cheap salami, cooked salami from the supermarket. Everybody was really coming down on him about that.
Yeah, that's not good. Now, this has Dill pickle flavor. It doesn't say if it's natural or artificial, so I'm assuming it's natural flavor, because if it's artificial flavor, and you have to state that.
Yeah.
It's I think I put the bottle back in the freezer. But I'm pretty sure it's I believe I remember saying bottled in Louisville, Kentucky, but I can go back and grab it in a little while. So Sazerac's corporate headquarters, or not corporate, but company headquarters, are in New Orleans, but they own distilleries in Kentucky, Canada, Maine. They even distill in Louisiana now. All right, so it looks like pickle juice, but it isn't. It's vodka made with grain vodka. Now the smell. This was introduced in 2011, by the way. All right, 10 years ago. The aroma smells like kosher pickles. Well, that makes sense. William Goldring. All right, the owner. But it's a strange aroma. It's almost like salted. It's like dill pickles and the brine. You know, the pickles are soaked in the salt, super salty, saturated water brine. Oh, that's a very strange aroma. I've never smelled anything like that. But I can't say it's a bad aroma, but it's dang peculiar. Well, let's go with the taste. Cheers, y'all. Wish me the best.
Cheers.
Cheers. Hopefully you won't start glowing that chartreuse green.
I hope you're right. I see why they had it on the closeout. There's a strong grain alcohol flavor. So you get the grain alcohol, which is just grain spirits. I'm sure it's corn. And they told me on the tour that they get their grain spirits from Midwest Grain Products of Lawrenceburg, Indiana. You know, Indiana's, the whole state seemed like it's full of cornfields. It's got the dill pickle, like kosher pickles. Maybe not Vlasic, maybe more like Sure Fine or Great Value or Club, Thrifty Made thing, you know what I mean? Get that brininess. They must be adding brine to it. Body is low. Oh, I gotta go back to the comments. I forgot the comments. Body is low medium. Finish is, it doesn't really linger though. It's not a long finish, kind of a more of a short finish. The taste kind of drops off. Well, I don't know where the market is for this. I guess there is no market. They had a website for Naked J, and then it was saying website under construction. And then I went back to it today and it said, this domain is for sale. I said, oh, well, they probably got rid of it. Well, everything you try doesn't pay.
Any garlic or dill? And I mean, not garlic or onion in the flavor of it, or no?
No, I wouldn't say that.
I mean, not garlic or onion, the flavor of it.
Onion? No, I don't think it's like that. It's just I kind of think
garlic or onion, the flavor of it. Okay.
Don't worry, I muted him. That's Jordy. I muted Scotland. He's probably coming down off the loss, but the Scottish people might be happy England lost. I don't know, but we'll get back to you, Jordy. Okay, what now? What's some other questions?
Well, the reason I was asking about the garlic and onion is because I've had like some old smoky pickle moonshine with you had the pickle spirits in there. There's a lot of garlic and onion flavor, and as you're doing the actual shot of the liquid in there, it's very pickle-esque, but it's very like kosher dill with that garlic and onion. And from what you're talking, from the way that I've heard you describe what you're drinking, it's very dill, and then you get that grain neutral spirit thing, but you don't get a lot of the other pickle flavors that I look for. I mean, if you're going to drink a pickle type alcohol product, I would want the either a bread and butter style with very strong on the bread and butter, or a dill, but something that would have like the garlic and the onion and that Clausen, like that classic pickle flavor.
Yeah. I have to
It sounds
sip
like
on
it's
it a little bit
missing
more.
that. Yeah,
I have to
sounds
sip
like
on it to get it. I have to sip on it to get a handle on it because it could be some of those things that I'm not getting. Now, Jordy from Scotland, he says, can I join to review Corona? Well, no, you can join to review a liqueur because that's the theme with these things. But if you can get a liqueur, certainly it's super inclusive Sunday, so anybody could join with a liqueur. Super inclusive Sunday. We're so inclusive, it's scary. All right, now James P. Madonna is gonna. I didn't let him off with his musical accompaniment, and I'll pass for that. He's gonna.
Yeah, I know what John's talking about, like that, the big jumbo, super crispy delicatessen pickles in a pickle barrel. Usually like a garlic dill is usually the combination.
Mm-hmm.
Now, King of Dots, do you tell your lady friends? Can I? Do you ask them if you can play Connect the Dot? Okay, I got the.
Oh, I'm sure he doesn't. This is Gary. Gary's married. Gary's married, but of course, so was Elvis Presley. All right.
Oh, wait. I put the link. As in up here, Lancelot.
Yeah, I got it.
All right, I'm going to read what it says about this Romana Sambuca. Okay, imported by Sazerac. The liqueur, Romana Sambuca, is imported from Italy. Yes, okay. It is the #1 selling Sambuca in the United States. I think it's the only Sambuca. I don't think. Of course, it's #1. Sambuca is produced by an infusion of elderbush. This I didn't know. And licorice. See, I didn't know this. Sweetened with sugar. Yeah, it's sweetened with pickle juice. And enhanced with a secret combination of herbs and spices. Tasting notes. Romana Sambuca is a distinctive, flavorful, and unique Italian liqueur at 42% alcohol by volume with a bold, yet pleasingly sweet anise flavor. Romana offers a memorable taste experience with a smooth finish. All right. It says liqueur classico. Now I shall open it up. And
I'm bringing up the web.
Okay, sure.
Hold on, I'm bringing up the web page for Romana Sambuca.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, I'm over to drink. But they're really excited because they're in Italy, so they're celebrating. Look at this here, James.
Oh, yeah. Strong licorice aroma.
Add 3 coffee beans to a shot of Sambuca.
And they light it. I've seen bartenders.
You see what I'm showing on the screen?
They put coffee beans in the Sambuca and they light it. And they've been doing that for a long time.
Nice.
Now they also make these. Look.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Romania Black.
Romana Black. What's in there? Cafe. Well, we know.
What percentage is the Romana Cafe?
Yeah, it's made with elderbush and licorice. It's Sambuca. There we go. The black one. What makes it?
Yeah.
Makes it black. Interesting.
I'm curious. Let me see if I click if anything will come. I'm not seeing anything come up. It's not coming up. I'd be curious to find out. Well, I'm gonna stop screen sharing it, but it's probably some kind of like maybe black licorice.
Robert, we don't get that stuff in Scotland. I can tell you that straight up. We don't get that in Scotland.
No.
I wish we did.
Yeah, but that routine of putting coffee beans in it and lighting it, I've seen that since I was like a kid, just getting into bars. You know, that's like an old Sambuca thing. But anyway, I learned something new about it. I was going around calling it anise liqueur, but it's elderbush I have no idea what that tastes like. Elderbush and hey, fart doctor. Elderbush and licorice, which is very good for.
James, cheers to you, man.
Yeah. Yes. Cheers to you. And someday I'm going to try haggis. I must try haggis.
You will love it, man. I love haggis.
I like all kinds of unusual foods, and I would like to try. I like the black sausage from the
black pudding is what we
banger,
call it.
well, the Irish say bangers, but this is black pudding. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Black pudding.
Do you know what haggis actually is? It's really like sheep's stomach. It's like mince, but it's so good.
It's like hog head cheese, except it's the lower bowel organs of a sheep.
All right, now let's let James do his presentation. All right, everybody be quiet. All right.
Yeah, it's good. Licorice is very medicinal for let's see, I think acid reflux, I think. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, I was thinking of irritable bowel syndrome, but that's peppermint oil. Yeah, acid reflux. Anyway. Strong licorice flavor. The sweetness does not overpower the licorice, you know. And since I don't know what elderbush, I imagine it's the plant that puts out elderberries. I'm just imagining.
Yeah.
I don't know what flavor it lends to anything, but it's definitely, now I know why it's a famous classic that has been around for decades. And I can see how adding the coffee beans and setting it afire would add, you know, a new flavor. But it's very much licorice, and you know, I learned something new about this particular liqueur that I see Italians drink in Italian restaurants all the time. And
you know, James, I have to admit, I've never heard of that product until you brought it today.
yeah, it's now there's a Greek liqueur that's very, it's either a liqueur or a hard liquor, but it's made with the same plants. They call it ouzo.
Yeah, I've had that.
You've had ouzo? I haven't seen it yet in the liquor store, but the Greeks tell me.
Greek festival. Yeah, at the Greek festival in New Orleans.
Is it does it have a licorice flavor when you tried it?
Yeah, it tastes like black licorice. It's strong.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's another flavor that is aside from the licorice, but it's very faint. Maybe that's the elderbush, but I like it. I like it. It's been a long time. It's been many years since I had it, because, you know, when something's too common, when you're growing up with certain things that are too common, you just lose interest. Like me growing up with like lasagna and this, that, and, you know, things like that, braciole, different Italian foods. Yeah, I do the Persian clubs. They're inside. I can't do it here. I'll smash my desktop and everything else. But yeah, yeah. So anyway, well, I'll take a video next time. So yeah, so it was so common that I avoid Italian things and I eat other people's food cultures. So I really ignored this. I know amaretto is too sweet for me. Yeah, frangelica, which is hazelnut liqueur, is good. Amaretto's too sweet, but this is very good. And like I said, yeah, acid reflux people definitely get a bottle of this, because it would be a licorice extract with the alcohol that will, get it into your system faster. Okay, it's clear.
Yeah, it's, if I see that, I'll buy it. Yeah, that's clear. That's two clear things.
Yeah. So
Now,
before
before we go to John and Ile, I'll show you something real quick. I'm not going to take up a lot of time.
I still got the fried calamari embedded into my brain cells.
In your brain, yeah, that was also you eating that. Here's what I've got real fast. I'll show you.
My
We're going to go to John.
My sister's eyes popped out when she saw the your shrimp salad and my fried calamari.
That shrimp salad was unreal.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this over here.
Oh, the St. Benedict's medallion. I figure those two links are pretty informative. The history of
yeah, I didn't get a chance to look at. I didn't get a chance to look at. But the priest after mass today said, yes, he was familiar with this, and he said he would bless it, but he had to get his smartphone out to find the special ritual, because it's a particular ritual he had to recite, and then after that he had to put holy water on it. So it wasn't just like he could just give a general blessing. He had to give a special. It's called a St. Benedict medal blessing. Yeah, all right,
there is a special ritual to it. Yeah.
Well, I can't get this thing to work, so let's go for
it. Okay. So yeah, the E&J spiced brandy with cherry, spice, and other natural flavors. So I've had it straight. I've had it on the rocks. I've had it chilled. Anyway, tonight I'm drinking it on the rocks. I feel like something like this, it's already a little bit lower ABV. It kind of opens up the aromas. And this is something that you can drink straight. It is a liqueur. Obviously, this would be great with cherry Coke. It'd be like cherry Coca-Cola because this is a cherry brandy. But sipping on it neat here, I'm really enjoying it. It's sweet. You get that cherry. It's almost like a maraschino cherry. Like if you were to drink like grenadine, maraschino cherry juice or grenadine, very sweet. There's a little, of course, you get the brandy backbone, but it's so mild. I'd rather have the regular E&J or the VSOP, the VSOP. My personal favorite still to this day is the Christian Brothers Sacred Bond, which is because it's such a strong. It's brandy in the purest sense of the word. You get brandy, you get the higher alcohol. There's no flavoring. There's none of that. There's something to be said about a good brandy. And I feel like brandy is one of those things nowadays that people overlook. Everybody's concerned with, bourbon, different types of whiskeys. Vodka is very popular. Potato, Russian vodka, your flavored vodkas. Canadian whiskey is another big one. Crown Royal and all the different variants of that. But brandy tends to get overlooked. E&J has an entire line. They have the spice, which is limited release. They also have a white brandy. They have a peach brandy. They have an apple brandy, all of which are very good. But there's something about brandy that kind of, I don't know. I was excited to join tonight, Ron, because I feel like brandy is one of those spirits that gets overlooked. And yes, this is a liqueur. This is a blend. It's a brandy with other things added, and it's only 30% alcohol, 60 proof. But it does have that classic brandy feel to it, and then you get the spices and the cherry and all that.
Now, have you?
I really love it. What's that?
You love it. I'd be curious to try it if I find a small bottle. Have you had the E&J VS or the VSOP or the XO?
I've had all three. Yes.
Okay.
I've had all of the E&J standard line. This is the first one I've had. I've also had the E&J Peach.
Okay.
I like this better than the E&J Peach because it's like a spiced rum. You know, you get that spice in there, whatever it is, and then you get the cherry in there. So there's some complexity in here. It's only 30% alcohol, so you can pour it over ice and drink it, or you could drink it neat. I would recommend it chilled. We were talking about this earlier off air. There is a syrupy note to it. If you don't drink it at a certain temperature, it seems like if I was to just be drinking this at room temperature, not on the rocks or just straight up, I feel like it would be a little syrupy and you would pick up on the alcohol a little bit more. This is something that is made to be consumed in a cola, like a cherry cola type situation in a cocktail on the rocks, or put the bottle in the freezer or the refrigerator and drink it cold. I don't really feel like this is one that you would really want to drink at room temperature. It just doesn't seem, at least in my opinion, it doesn't really seem to. You don't get the best qualities of the spirit. But yeah, E&J is great, well-renowned brand, and this is a limited release apparently. But if you can get your hands on the E&J spiced brandy, I definitely recommend it. I think if you're a big cocktail guy, or if you like soda, if you like Coca-Cola and you like cherry Coke or cherry Pepsi, this, and they say it right on the back of the bottle, this would be something that you could mix with a cola, and you got yourself a party.
Okay, but don't ever try like Bud White. Bud White seltzers became famous in the UK, and I tried Bud White seltzer lemon and wine, and I loved lemon and wine. But I tried Bud White seltzer passion fruit, and I didn't like it.
Yeah,
I thought it was
Don't
rubbish.
worry about me because I'm not going to try any of those stinking seltzers. Now, Jordan, you don't have a liqueur. You don't have a liqueur, so you can't do that. Anything but liqueur tonight. But even though it's super inclusive, it's not outlandishly inclusive Sunday. But yeah, I know. It's a beer.
Pina colada.
Now, but let me ask you this question. Even though, you could drink it off air or whatever, but this is liqueur. Now, Friday night, you have almost a week because Friday night we're going to do liqueur again. And I have an exciting one coming up. Ellie's going to love me saying that, but I'll show it. That's good. Now, but I'm going to ask you this one question. Were you happy England got beat by Italy, or were you sad that England got beaten by Italy?
I really don't care about football, but I was happy that I have English friends, and I was happy that England won for their sakes. But at the same time, I really love Italy. Italy is one of my favorite places ever. I know some of the language.
So you might eat some spaghetti and meatballs tomorrow.
Maybe. Or some carbonara or something.
I had my spaghetti with mussels, seafood mussels.
I love mussels. No, do you know what? My favorite seafood is scallops.
I love scallops. Deep sea scallops, or even the little bay scallops or calico scallops. You mix that in the spaghetti sauce, but towards the end, because it only takes a few minutes to cook scallops. Towards the end.
Now Europe is kind of like the United States in the sense that they've got different countries, and people go in Europe. They'll go to Italy, they'll go to Hungary, they'll go to Spain, they'll go to Portugal, go to Denmark, and over here we have the same type thing, but we'll go to Texas or Florida or Illinois or New York or New Jersey or Maine, and they're all different. Each place is different, although they speak English. If you go to Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, California, they might speak Spanish a lot, but and then some people in Louisiana still speak French, but not too many. Now, here we're going to do the score. Hello, JV's Hangouts.
Paella Valenciana from Spain.
That's what I want to go.
I don't get liquors. I don't get liquors blessed by a priest before I drink them. No. But our priest does like to drink Elijah Craig bourbon when he comes to the meeting. So, and the priest that was transferred to New Orleans, who was at our church for 6 years, Father Pat from Ireland, used to have a bottle of Jameson reserved for him. So yes, they're not blessing it, but they are consuming it. Now, to score time. I'm going to show you the score I gave, and then I'm going to let y'all give scores, and then we're going to plug those in.
Ronald, I really want to meet you. You're so awesome, man.
Hold on. Cheers to you, and you might want to go get some sleep because it is rather late in Scotland. Now, so cheers to you.
Yeah.
Now, so I gave Naked J 85 out of 100 a B. Now, y'all were talking about onion and garlic, and I think that is what was giving me the strange sensation. I think they went heavy on the garlic, and I didn't know what I was picking up, and I couldn't figure it out, and it was throwing me for a loop, knocking me for a loop, I should say. But I think, to be fair, I'm going to give it an 85, a B. It could be too low because I'm not used to this product, but I didn't know what else to say about it. So now I'm going to go back, and I'm going to hide this because I got to plug in James's score for his Romana Sambuca, which, like I said, I only heard about this for the first time today.
I wonder if Grant's is sold in Scotland. I wonder, Jordy, ever seen Grant's Scotch? Blended
Scottish whiskey.
Yeah, Grant's.
Well,
yeah,
you got to
anyway.
unmute, Jordan. There was some noise, so I muted
It's a
you.
wedge.
Do you get Grant's Scottish whiskey?
It's a wedge-shaped bottle. So you
Yeah,
wedge.
we get Scottish whiskey. Yes.
And,
You get
and then
Grant's?
there's,
Your uncle
John-
drinks Grant's?
your uncle?
Yeah,
And
my
then-
uncle Dave loves Grant's whiskey and Johnny Walker Red Label.
Yeah.
We're like Glen Silver. You ever see Glen Silver by you?
No.
Yeah, not Long John Silver. Glen. He's
But Grant's.
I've seen
Grant's
Grant.
is common, though.
Johnny Walker.
okay. I just want to know.
All right, now James
yeah.
is going to get
Yeah,
the score. Okay.
sometimes they change the names, when they bring something into the United States. Sometimes they
Right.
In
That's
Japan they do that. I was told.
Can I show you guys something?
Yeah.
In a little while.
I'm gonna give this, as far as liqueurs go in general, I'll give it a 98% out of 100.
Wow.
Because I've been getting good liqueurs because I deliberately select them. Schlitz. Okay.
All right. Well, we'll get back to Schlitz and all. All right. So 98 out of 100. Wow, that's impressive. That is impressive, I got to say. Now, John Anili is going to give his score.
Yeah, okay. So the E&J Spiced, if you're a big brandy person, I think you could really get into this as an alternative to just like a straight brandy. Get some of the vanilla, the cherry that they add in there. And then, of course, you get the classic E&J brandy profile. I think pouring it over ice like this kind of opens up the flavors a little bit more. I would recommend it. But primarily, I'm not even drinking it probably as intended. It literally says on the back side of the label here, it's smooth, it can be enjoyed straight, or mixed with cola. And there's something, I feel like this, if I was drinking this with Coca-Cola, like that cherry cola thing, I feel like most people are probably buying this to do that with it. I will say that this is a very enjoyable brandy or liqueur, but it does have that nice brandy note. It's very sweet. It's easy. It's easy drinking on the rocks like this, but I'd much rather have some bottle, Sacred Bond or just the regular VSOP or the XO.
Yeah.
The flavored stuff just kind of it's a little too sweet for me personally. But this would be a great cocktail. It's great on the rocks. It's great, as is.
Well, how do you score it as a liqueur, though? Flavored.
That's the question. That's the big question. I'm trying to avoid it, Ron. I'm trying to build up to that. Okay, so as a liqueur, I'm gonna give it a 92. It's an A-. It's definitely excellent. They claim, if you're a liqueur person, you want to drink something like this neat, and you like the flavored stuff, this would be one to go for, but I love brandy. I love E&J brandies. And I feel like this kind of it's a watered down brandy. If you're not, you know, you get the cherry, you get the vanilla, you get the other flavors, but it's less alcohol. It's not a very bold product. It's a product that you could drink straight on the rocks or mix with cola. But I would not want to just pour this at room temperature into a glass and drink it like I would with the regular E&J or the bottled and bond or any. You know, it's just one of those things that kind of it's excellent for what it is, but I'm not into the liqueur. I would much rather have a straight brandy on ice or straight up and get a little bit more of that flavor from the grapes and from the barrels and all that versus the sweetness and the cherry and all of that added in. That's just me personally.
Right. Now your friend Andrew has a comment.
Oh, Johnny boy, don't get too liquored up. Why all caps? That's what I want to know. And by the way, you're missing an O on the end of that too, but that's fine.
Right. We went to the show and we drank too much.
No, they're giving me a hard time. We were hanging out earlier and they think I'm it's fine. It's fine. You guys are wrong. I will not get too liquored up, and it's not watered down because of the ice. It's watered down because it's only 60 proof, whereas a regular brandy would be 40 or if you're looking at the bottled and bond from Christian Brothers, you're looking at a higher proof than that. 100 proof, so 50% alcohol. So I don't really, it's fine. It's amateurs in the chat. God bless them, but they don't know any better.
You tell them, John Haley. You tell them. Now, Jordy was showing up.
So 90, yeah, sorry, 90, 92.
Yeah, I got it posted. Jordy was showing us Schlitz. Yes, Schlitz. There's production problems. I know we're not even able to get it right now in the United States, pretty much. So, but that's a company that's been on the downslopes for 45 years. So that happens. Now, next, Jordy, you can unmute it if you want, but there was too much background noise. Next Friday, not next Friday, just up.
I think it's only 12 midnight by Jordy. He's 5 hours ahead of us, right? Ahead of me.
Yeah, 6 hours ahead. Now, Friday night, upcoming Friday, I have for Fandango Friday, I have something called George Dickel Tabasco barrel, and John and Illy knows about that because I tried it at his house 3 years ago.
So you must have you bought a bottle, huh? Okay.
No, I didn't really like it. James, David Garland came and bought it. He came over here and gave it to me. I said, "Oh yeah."
I do love that product. I do love it.
I know, but I'm going to be open-minded because that was 3 years ago. And you remember when we reviewed it, I wasn't too thrilled, but I'm open. I'm open-minded. So
you are yes, you are. But as a Tabasco lover and a whiskey lover, I think that you will have good experience with it. I love Tabasco. I love whiskey. I think I think they did very well with it. Not to be mixed up with the Cascade Hollow, which is also a red label, which it looks the same, but it's not.
Right. Somebody got some caps going on, huh?
Yeah, that's equivalent to yelling, to shouting, right? Like that's
right. Some people say that. It would have been interesting that you brought that. It would have been interesting to see that brandy, but you could Fandango Friday this coming Friday at 6:30 Eastern time. Now I'll he's not yelling. He was just capping us, loud cap. He was what they say, loud capping us.
It's all right, Drew. We love you.
Loud.
He says his kids type all caps, so he's gotta. Forgot to turn it off. I guess.
Mr. Magoo has to type cap.
Like his tip all caps.
Right,
Yeah.
Mr. Magoo, because he can't see. Well, James, I'm gonna go grab that bottle of the George Dickel so I can show people, and then I gotta make sure I put it in the freezer. I do not want to drink that warm, but I'm gonna go look for the Robert E. Lee.
By George. Oh, Charlie. Yeah, no, he had Jim Backus was the voice, and he had back then they had stereo.
Yeah, beer reviews is awesome.
You,
I'm
you,
fucking drunk, yo.
you guys have a review live stream and
Yeah, Jay went to go get some stuff. Yeah, we're keeping the show going. Cheers to Andy and Commerce and Miscellaneous, everybody in the chat. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Yeah, Ron went to go get something to show everybody. I just poured a little bit more of my E&J Spice into the glass here.
And don't forget this Friday, Fandango Friday is the usual time and date of the weekly show involving liqueurs or flavored hard liquors. You can bring a flavored liquor.
I just up to your channel, which was Progressive Discussions. You're awesome.
Oh, thank you, sir.
No problem.
Thank you, sir. And I don't think I'll find haggis in the United States. Oh, there it is.
No, here we go. Here we go. Look,
Look at the basket bottle. Yeah.
Dickel.
there's the George Dickel, and yeah, it is the same.
Yeah.
It's red like Cascade Hollow, but the Cascade Hollow doesn't have that green Tabasco.
I wish I could.
Yeah.
I do love it.
We'll put that in. I think it was discontinued because if you look at the George Dickel website right now, they're not showing. They only
Right.
show it in the product locator, not on their portfolio.
Yeah, definitely was.
I went to New York City. I drove to James P. Madonna's town Thursday, and he gave me a nice gift of a cross, and I think it's Greek Orthodox, and a medallion that St. Joseph's. I mean, St. Benedict medallion, and then I gave him a gift of some Louisiana strawberry wine.
Yes, it's in
I
the
wasn't sure whether to
refrigerator.
get it.
I'm saving it for a show. And what date would that show be? What Wednesday would that show be?
Check my notes. Let me check my notes. He got some wine from the strawberry capital of Louisiana, Tangipahoa Parish, where they're always selling strawberries on the side of the highway from their farms. Berrytown has a restaurant and a strawberry patch, of course, and then now they're doing wine and everything. Let's see. So this Wednesday is sake, and I have something called ozeki. July 21st, well, we decided to do something called Wednesday Wild Card, because Johnny Noy is usually too busy to join, so we're going to cancel cheap red wine. Although if anybody wants to show up with cheap red wine, feel free. But it's going to be Wednesday Wild Card. And then July 28th is dessert wine. But you know what? I might change. Oh, well, you could bring it for the Wednesday Wild Card. You could bring it for Wednesday Wild Card, which would be the 21st.
Wednesday wild card. I'll save the strawberry wine for that.
I want to buy some.
This Wednesday is the sake, right?
And I'm sure it will be very, very good.
I'm going to try to join. Hey, I'm trying to join everything this week. I got everything this week. I've got beer and cheese. I've got beer and cheese for Tuesday. I've got the multi Monday for tomorrow. I've got some sake for Wednesday. And that's about as far as I go. Either Thursday and Friday, or we'll figure that out later. But the big shows. Anyway, I've got some sake. Oh,
good. And I have ozeki, which I've never tried ozeki before.
I've seen it.
We've got sake, and then Wednesday Wild Card. What now, James?
I've seen ozeki at the Japanese market by me. I'm going to go.
I want to send you a super. How can I send you beer?
All right, we'll get back to you. I think Jordy might be a little done out. Now,
Yeah, I'll take a walk to
It is
Mitsua. They have 1,001 different sakes on the shelf, and I'll pick one, but I won't pick yours. Ozeki, I'll stay clear of that. But they're
Oh
always
no, I
running.
wouldn't care. I wouldn't mind if you picked it. I wouldn't take offense to that.
That's like if we both wore the exact same clothing, you know, and I knew what you were going to wear.
Oh well, you know,
I can't do it. Like the Bobbsey
they might think we're celebrating Pride Month. Hey,
Pride Month.
now, Jordy, maybe you want to go drink some coffee and take a shower. Now, anyway, I went to New York. It was miserable. James was in the truck with me, and then this huge deluge hit. And we were literally on the top of that George Washington Bridge for what, about an hour and a half.
Yeah, I ran to his truck. I came out of the house running like a bat out of hell, and and then we were stuck because of flash floods caused the traffic.
Yeah.
But
And they were serious. They were like, I was like, well, I could take this other road because you remember they had that other road that was clear, and nobody was getting on that road. And then the radio said, do not try to take the alternate route. It's flooded. So I said, well, I better not risk it. No use risking a pretty new truck, almost a brand new truck just to save some time. So
and he introduced me to tell him the area.
Okay, well, Jordy took off to go take care of some problems like drinking coffee and getting it together. I introduced you to
the neighborhood, the place I have never been to. And was it Westchester County, City Island, Westchester County?
No. It's in Bronx, in the Bronx.
Oh, that's in the Bronx. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like New York at all. And I had the best fried calamari ever, and a giant chocolate milkshake, and Ronald had his shrimp salad, and big shrimp. It's good.
Huge jumbo shrimp. It was loaded with shrimp. It wasn't some like scam where they give you just a little handful of shrimp. You could not eat that whole meal. I could not eat my whole meal. And the good thing about the restaurant, the tax was included. So when it said $3 for Budweiser, that was the charge, $3. The shrimp salad was $17, and it was $17. So the whole thing was $20. And it wasn't a place where you give a tip. It was like what do we call it? A joint. It was
like cafeteria style, where you slide your tray. Johnny's Reef, it's called. 75-year-old restaurant, Johnny's Reef.
Okay.
It was all the way at the end of City Island, and then on the way to Michael Komaroff's place in Brooklyn, we pretty much talked about all the horrible graffiti we had to look at on the way.
But not on City Island.
No. Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn. Thanks to Mayor De Blasio and his live and let live mentality. Everything, even vans, even personally owned vans were graffitied, and it's terrible. But we pretty much had pretty damn good food, and then we had some fun at everybody watched it. We had some fun.
Yeah, Michael Komaroff's house, and then we drove through Manhattan. We drove through Manhattan, which wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, and then that was it. It was just it was all delayed. I was disgusted about the delay though, because I wanted to take James to Little Italy in the Bronx, but it was no way with the timelines. We just couldn't do it.
That was Upper Manhattan, I think, near Harlem, right? That was Upper. That wasn't like Midtown that we drove through.
Because we drove all the way from the top of Manhattan down to the Queensboro Bridge, which was in Midtown. Yeah.
Okay, and you know how he got me home fast? I had Waze downloaded on my phone. The app Waze. That's an awesome app, and I found out about it through all the Uber and Lyft drivers recommended it. Oh yeah, it was like
took us down the cliff, and took us down the cliff and brought me out. And then I got right on the interstate. Oh, one more thing, and then I'm gonna let John LA talk. You might have some shout outs. One more thing. You remember you showed me how to get to the entrance ramp to the interstate close to your house? We do miss Jordy. Now, I found out what the situation was with that Interstate 80. I was on the right route. Interstate 80 doesn't start until about a mile from the bridge. So it intersects with 90. So it actually ends at 90.
It merges onto Interstate 80 West. Which
95, 80, yeah, 80 hits 95, and that's the end of 80. And then 95 proceeds into the New York City.
Yeah. For those that don't know, Interstate Route 80, it's the highway that connects New York to San Francisco. If you took it west, it'll take you right to San Francisco, and it's always Interstate 80, or all the way.
Right, and I got on the beginning of it, and I took the first 25 miles of it, but I've never been down the other 3,000. All right, now John, any shout outs?
Yeah, well,
or James also.
Yeah, Stout. We have Stout Sunday at 10:30 Eastern every Sunday. I really don't, I do beer reviews and whatever. I always, you guys watch these guys. Don't they've got it going on. Bumpy has got his After Dark beers coming up at 8:00 Eastern, which I plan on joining tonight. Yeah. So looking forward to that, as well as Multi Monday tomorrow night, Belgian Strong Dark Ales, which I have a beer for that as well. I'm very, very excited about that. I cannot wait to debate with Bumpy, the beer master himself. Well, not Alex. I'm talking about Bumpy in his. Anyway, Bumpy in debating the quad versus Belgian Strong Dark. I've got a lot to say about that, and I hope that people will tune into that because the BJCP, whatever, self-appointed masters of beer styles, they're in for something, because I've been drinking beer long enough. I've got a few pointers and I've got a few opinions on Belgian Strong Dark Ales versus Belgian Quad, and I think that a lot of we'll save it for tomorrow night. But tune in for that, and that's all I got. Sorry. And
Beer Man has beer and cheese on Tuesday.
Beer and cheese on Tuesday as well. Yeah. Sorry.
I will join tomorrow night if I can find a Belgian Strong Dark Ale in my town, but I'm not too confident. I hate to say it, I'm really not that confident. But now, James, any shout outs?
Nah, not really. I'll try to go if Paul Anthony Mantia, performing artist and clothing designer, wants to go on. I might go on tonight, later on. And then I look forward, of course, to Wednesday with sake and Friday with another liqueur. That's really about it. I told my Japanese friend when she comes to visit, I'll bring her to Mitsua, and then she can talk Japanese to all the people there. So that's about it. Ronald Sutton sometimes brings an interesting craft beer on the show. Sometimes it's not always Hamm's.
Right. He brought Chimay for Wildcard Wednesday. I noticed. Look, we didn't get to. We ran out of time tonight. We didn't get to talk about this disgusting behavior of taking down statues because people are imbeciles. And then they took down Lewis and Clark in Sacagawea on Thursday. So, boy, don't get me started.
Cancel culture. See, this is all part. These are all tentacles of the same.
That's why people need beer and spirits and liqueurs now more than ever, because this is a bunch of bull malarkey.
It's fascism. Yeah. It's against the First Amendment. It's total fascism.
Yeah,
that's what it is. That's what it is.
Yikes.
Yeah,
And my Instagram account was terminated because I spoke my mind already, and I created a new one.
you said what happened now?
I created an Instagram account several days ago, and I posted, some political opinions or whatever, and then all of a sudden I can't log in anymore, and my account was terminated. So, Zuckerberg, so I created a new one. Let's see how long this lasts. I think it's infuriating. I believe that just because a person owns a company, that does not make them above the law or above the Constitution of the United States.
Well, of course, the First Amendment is talking about the government, not private companies. But still, people should not be jerks and try to. The whole premise of the Book of Faces and the Tube of Views was to let people say what they want, not to tell people how to speak and think. But anyway, Duncan MacLeod says he, due to his job, he cannot post anything political under his real name. He wishes it wasn't like that. Yeah, it's sad that you live in a country that's similar to East Germany, or, we don't need to be living in East Germany.
So this gentleman is not on company time. He's off company property, and he cannot speak his mind on his own time because the company is allowed to be spiteful, right, even though he's on his own time.
And so it's like,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, so it's like East Germany. It's like maybe it's more restrictive in a way. I don't know. I never lived in East Germany. I know it was a pretty grim situation. Anyway, enough of that. We got a lot of time to talk about it. Well, maybe not so much time, but one day we'll get on to it if we're still allowed. But thank you, James P. Madonna, for joining. Thank you, John and Ile. Thank you, Jordy. But of course, you got to bring the product that we're doing. You can't just now when Wednesday Wildcard comes.
Hey, cheers to Scotland, right?
Yeah, sorry. Cheers to Scotland. Cheers to Scotland. It's nice to have viewers from Russia, Scotland, Japan, China. I get people from all over the world. On the 21st, when we do Wednesday Wildcard, Jordy, you can bring whatever you want. You can review tap water in Scotland if you'd like. Now, so thanks everybody. This is the Freedom Channel here, but freedom isn't very popular these days. And I also say this is the anti-war channel, and that can make you a lot of enemies quick. If you take the anti-war position, you'll see your Facebook friend list drop precipitously, which is strange that people take offense to being anti-war, but people are very, very funny about that. All right, any last comments?
You have to walk on nature. One time, Chatio brought Celestial Seasonings tea on a live show. I thought that was quite funny.
You could bring Celestial Seasonings tea on Wednesday Wildcard, or you could bring Bigelow tea if you'd like, and I'd be very delighted with that. Thanks, everyone. Oh, cheers. Wait, James has got to give us a musical accompaniment to close us out.
I miss me tentacles, me Squidward tentacles, deep fried, non-greasy. They weren't greasy.
Oh yeah. No, not they weren't. I could tell they weren't greasy. Oh yeah, you're right. The grocery stores, they don't sell midget pickles anymore. They're called gherkins because gherkins. Yeah, they're not called. They used to sell midgets, but no longer. And they used to sell black olives, but no store has black olives anymore. They sell ripe olives. Now, who in their right mind would get offended by the word black olives? Are you that mentally incapacitated that you would get offended by that? Are you that limited?
So does that mean I did something wrong when I bought black plums at Whole Foods? I shouldn't have bought black plums at Whole Foods.
I think that's very offensive.